Namaskar friends, welcome to this module. So friends, in this module we are going to learn about some of the important questions and answers which are generally asked to the safety officer during a typical job interviews. In the previous part, we have learned about 10 important questions and its answers, and now we are continuing this module or this part, and in this part we are going to learn 10 more questions and their answers. So friends, the next question you might be asked during a job interview is, what is emergency planning? So the answer you can give is, emergency planning can be called as a control measures. So what it can control? It can control accidents, safeguard people, and provide information to media. So ultimately, to achieve your organization's objectives, you have safety program, and for that you have safety planning. So friends, every organization would have some emergency situations they need to identify and they need to plan to control them. For an example, in case of fire or in case of earthquake or in case of tsunami, if your organization is exposed to all these kind of emergency situations, what kind of planning you are having in place? This is very much important for the organization, and the safety officer plays a very vital role for that. Since you have all the planning in place and you have all the rehearsals or mock drills already done, so in case of actual emergency situations, you would be better prepared to counter them. Friends, the next question you might be asked is, what is work permit system? And the answer you can give is, work permit system is a written document for the permission to undertake a job by area in charge, or it is written document issued by the area in charge to the performer to undertake the specific job. So friends, typically the area in charge or maybe the supervisor or the let's say something in the production area, so the production in charge would give a written consent to the person who want to take up some specific activity. Let's say excavation activity. So for the excavation activities, a written consent or written work permit will be given or issued to the performer by the area in charge with some guideline. And the next question you might be asked is, what is work at height? So the answer you can give is, work at height refers to any task that is carried out at a height where if proper safety precautions are not taken, a person could fall and be injured or killed. Now, how much height is work at height? It varies from country to country, and it depends upon the industries also. Say for an example, in certain cases, above 6 feet height is considered as work at height, or working at roof, or working at scaffoldings, or a ladder or a platform. And the activities like climbing, crawling, or working near open edges or open spaces can be considered as work at height. The next question you might be asked is, what is a confined space? And the answer you can give is, an area which is small and enclosed, or an area where one entry and exits or where a man cannot work comfortably in any location is called as confined spaces. And the next question you might be asked is, what is excavation? And the answer you can give is, marking a hole or tunnel by digging the ground by man or machine is called excavation. So you can see at the pictures, people are using big earth moving equipment for digging holes or digging sites for some construction activity. So these kind of activities are called excavation. The next question you might be asked is, what is LEL? And the answer you can give is, the minimum concentration of vapors, gases and dust in air below which propagation of flame does not occur on contact with a source of ignition is called LEL. And the full form of LEL is lower explosion limit. In the picture you can see over here, this is the lower explosion limit and this is the upper explosion limit. And the next question you can have is, what is UAL, which is upper explosion limit? And the answer you can give is, the maximum proportion of vapors, gases and dust in air above which propagation of flame does not occur on contact with a source of ignition is called UEL. So there are basically two boundaries, one is lower limit and second is the upper limit. The next question you might be asked is, what is manual handling? And the answer you can give is, the process of lifting, carrying, stacking materials by man is called manual handling. So manual handling means the person he himself is carrying some materials and he is not using any kind of equipments or external support. And the next important question you might be asked is, what is PPE or personal protective equipment? And the answer you can give is, this equipment is used to protect the person from hazard such as dust, dirt, fumes and sparks, etc. It is the barrier between hazard and person, and there are different kinds of PPEs are there. You can check the picture. PPEs like helmets, gloves, aprons, safety shoes, mask, etc. Depending upon the kind of area you are working in, these are basically used. Say for an example, in a welding operation, you might be using gloves and apron along with headgear like helmets and goggles. And the next important questions you might be asked, since you are appearing for a safety officer job, this is a very common question you might be asked about what exactly are the roles or duties of a safety officers. So friends, over here we have listed out 10 important duties of safety officers and try to understand the meaning of each of them. The first one, you can say the duty of a safety officer is preparing for a toolbox talk. So friends, toolbox talk is basically a talk or discussion generally happens in every organization wherein a safety officer talks to the other counterparts or other associates of the organizations and tell them or make them aware about various kinds of safety activities, do's and don'ts. He also talks about the happening of the previous day. He reviews the condition of accidents or incidences, talks about the solutions. If there are some new solutions have been implemented or some document has been revised, he makes them aware about all of them. That's the typical agenda of a toolbox talk. The next duty of a safety officer is preparing monthly statistics. So he might be preparing some report about how much accidents or how much incidences was there, how many of them are closed and how many of them are still open. He is also responsible for preparing some checklists for various kinds of audits or reviews. He need to also prepare accident report, incidences reports. He need to also participate in management meetings wherein he is required to present maybe some summary reports about various kinds of activity he is being assigned to, result of various kinds of action being taken, monthly statistics on accidents, incidences, maybe some legal compliances statistics, implementation of some policies and procedures, etc. He is also responsible for arranging the safety classes or training program. So he himself can impart lot many training program or he can organize with the help of some external bodies, arranging monthly safety bulletin. He can display them at various dashboards or at canteens or at very strategic location within the organization. His duty is also to inspect fire extinguishers, its controls, maybe planning for preventive maintenance of fire extinguishers, to check if the conditions of the pipe and other things are properly there or not, arrange first aid training classes and ensuring that first aid kits are there at very strategic locations. Trained personnel who are trained for first aids, they are available at all strategic locations or areas and available in all the shifts. He is also responsible for organizing various safety competitions like quizzes, slogans, poster competition. These are the ways of basically engaging people and making them aware about various safety practices and ultimately aim to create a safety environment wherein there are zero accidents and zero incidences and very prompt action in case of any mishappenings. So friends, from our side we have compiled 20 important questions and we have discussed about the answers also, and we try to explain some of the points with examples so that you can understand them properly. Try to improvise the answers as per your convenience. But beside all these questions what we have discussed so far, there might be some question pertaining to some of the processes because the kind of industry you are working in. Say for an example, you are working in a company wherein there are welding operations or forging, castings, and these are basically operations wherein you have to follow various safety norms. So you might be asked about the processes. Say for example, what exactly is a welding process or soldering process or forging process. Okay, so you must be aware about the manufacturing practices of the company and various kinds of critical do's and don'ts which are required and relevant safety rules and regulations pertaining to your industry or the products you are manufacturing. More and more you are exposed to all these safety practices and various legal aspects, you are going to be better safety officers. So friends, we hope that you must have learned something from this video. Share or comment in the comment section and don't forget to share the link of the video with your friends and colleagues so that they can also learn something. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon. You can explore our online training cum certification program. Do visit our website www.qualitywinner.com and you can also visit our portal courses.qualitywinner.com and you can check for lot many free courses and paid courses The courses are available in Hindi and English language both. Globally recognized courses and lots of accreditations we have. The charges are very nominal and our courses are designed by the industry experts. Very comprehensive courses with detailed elaboration on the theory part, examples, case study, practice test paper. So learn and excel in your career. Take care friends. Have a great day ahead.